So guys, welcome back to a new video. A lot has passed, a lot of progression with these two ride-on lawnmowers. First of all, it's Castlegarden. I put all the paneling in I said I would put on it, and it's looking a lot better. I even painted it as well, gave it a coat of massy red, so it looks really well. Do have a set of LEDs in the front, but for whatever reason, if I move the bonnet forward and turn them on, which I have the switch here, I charged the battery but it's not working. But anywho, so where do I start? Got all the paneling onto it, got new tyre on the far side as well, so she's back, new rear rims on the back, body was painted, fixed up the electrics, started working on the electrics, new solder night, new ignition switch that does work, even a slight switch there. The wiring is still a bit of a mess, if I'm honest, but it does work to a degree. The battery, I think, seems to be the weak spot now, not anything else that I can think of. LEDs were fitted in and all, and then they were working on the battery, so it's just a matter of putting a switch to it. But yeah, it just decided not to. And then the starter pack in on it there today, so I had to put a new different starter motor on it. Water got into it and it's after corroding its connections. So I actually have to have a connector on that. But anyway, I fixed the bonnet. This is the bonnet I wanted to put on it. I made up this frame, welded nuts and brackets to the bottom of the front bull bar, and then so now structurally there's a structure underneath that bonnet, so it's stronger than it has ever been. I even put on this front bull bar, so she's bolted onto the frame to give it more strength and protection on the front, and it makes it look a lot better and matches up with the fact that it has a bull bar as well. And I got that off the other lawnmower I have, so that. Then I have just a Daggerwin sticker. That's just my own thing, machinery restorer, same YouTuber who got me into lawnmowers, so why not put a sticker on my working project. To the back, I am going to change the seat. This is off the Viking lawnmower I have, and there'll be future videos on that. I'm going to be putting on, it's more or less our original type seat, because this is a bit on the big side, and also it doesn't tip over properly. Next thing I welded in our battery tray here onto the front of the frame, so the battery is held in place there instead of where it used to be behind the seat, because it's a different type battery. It's an acid type battery and bigger, so it won't fit in where that is. So yeah, that's the lawnmower, and a genuine Castlegarden key as well to go with it. So to the back, I have painted its box. This all came with the joblot, and obviously it came off a Viking type lawnmower originally, and that's some of the original paint chipped off when it was just been moved around. And then I've still a bit of work to do with this, but the bag is actually pretty good. I know I need to make a panel for the top of that at some stage. So originally this engine lawnmower would have a 13 horse engine, and now there is a 12 horse, but it's practically the same engine put back in, so that's another nice feature. Yeah, working really well. And I'm going to show you its deck that I'm going to put into it. So this is the deck. You can see it's worse for wear. It needs a lot of work. That side is actually solid, that one isn't. It's actually completely rusted out the whole way around. So there's a lot of work need to be done with this. To be honest, I could just buy a new shell, but it's €200, and then I still have to fit all the bearings and stuff. But I'm going to think about it, and we'll see about going forward. Really, this is, I kind of had it, and then it's not the proper, it's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm going to have to put an extra bearing that's missing in the middle, because as the belt goes round, these two blades, that's the blade pulley and that's the blade pulley, and they have to spin opposite ways in order to get the same feed motion, so the grass goes up the chute. They can't go the same way, otherwise it fires the grass that way, or not the right way anyway. It'll fire it both kind of that direction, so the belt has to go around and then over a missing pulley that's supposed to be here, and then back around and back to here and straight to the engine, and then a cable system put up. So Bit of work to be done with that, in fairness to it. But it is the correct one. It's a 92 inch, the same as what's meant for it. This axle here, this is a gearbox from a hydrostatic one, and I got them wheels separate. This is all going to be going on the Viking, so not really a spoiler, but that's what this project for that is. I can select gears on that, which is great. So that's going to go on the other machine. But yeah, that's the crack with that. Over here we have another kind of a spares breaker machine, and I fitted this engine in it to see if I could test it, and the engine works a treat. It's a great little engine. I'll even put a clip of it running. Because it's so smooth and it's very, very nice, and I might be putting it into the Viking. We'll see. This frame I'm not going to be restoring or anything because it has no gearbox. I know you might think, oh, put that gearbox into this machine, but it's an entirely different machine, and at least with the other machine it'll be same gearbox going back in it, so it has all the controls. It's a matter of just bolting it back in. Basically 4 bolts on the main engine mounts from the gearbox to the chassis. This one, there'll be a entirely different job need to be doing, and actually more to the point, I'm actually going to be using the back axle of this, which is a straight axle because it has a different type of chain drive gearbox that's missing out of it, and I'm not going to get one for it, but it's going to be cut the frame, and I'm going to use this as a basis axle for a trailer for the ride-on lawnmower. So that's the crack with that and stuff. So yeah, and last but not least, the John Deere L100. As you can see, it has its deck on it, and I had to put a new belt on it as well because the old belt, it worked for a while, and then as soon as I was going to get a bit of video footage of it running, the belt gave out, and fair enough to it, it was very, very bad. There was 2 big tears in it, so it was only a matter of time before it slipped. But what a humdinger of a lawnmower. Perfect on the button, and does the job and cuts grass lovely, and I can't fault it, honestly. So yeah, it has its 13 horse Briggs engine. As you can see, the electrics on this are a lot more simpler, and there's no LEDs fitted in. I do have LEDs to go in it, but and in fact this is actually charging. This unit charges up and all, so if I could get the same going on with that one, I'd be a lot more happier, because at least this one, when it starts up, it starts to charge the battery, so the battery is always charging this when I want to get it going. And yeah, no, spot on. It's proper, really good machine. Also, there's a fuel tap put into it along with this machine as well. Fuel tap that's there, and that just stops your fuel from emptying into the sump. Every time I just go to park it up, I just turn on the tap and say la vie. It's great. So there we have it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll leave you a before and after of the painting on the lawnmower, the Castlegarden, and hopefully we'll have a cutting grass very, very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.